G'day, I'm Adrian, and this is my place. Now, we are up to the best part, which is the door shut, by the way. Lights are on the timer, and what I'm going to do now is drop these guys in. What I did do, without filming, was to add 7 of my golden white cloud minnows, which are hiding over the back there. They've been all around the tank. They haven't been scared at all. They're actually just exploring and most likely spawning. Very happy fish, but I thought the golden white clouds would go good with the... Oh, what have you found, Zig? What's in there, mate? Yeah, I know. Okay, out of the way, move. Quick, move, thank you. So, Zig, please, dude. Mate, I can't, you know, honestly, like, just, please, hang on, out of the way, move. No, please. So, Zig, enough. Hey, enough, no more. So, what is in here are 12 really beautiful Zig, move. 12 really beautiful Corydoras. They are the gold lasers. And I'm super happy. I think I put 9 in. I think I ultimately worked out. Okay, now you can look again. Okay, so they're going to go in with them right now, and I might just quickly show you around the tank. You can see under there, there's quite a decent area for them to hide. Over there as well, I've got that extra bit of Java fern in there. I put some more of the water sprite at the back, and sort of matches the front. And then of course I've got this section over here with the root. So Zig, if you get out of the way, please, I'm going to try to tip them into this cup so that I can show you the release in here. I'm going to do that right now. So I was successful in doing that. There's my cup of Corys. Fits nicely between there. And then, if I can, I'm going to give you an awesome release shot, or not. Hang on. Put a bit more water in there. Yeah, Zig, I know you want to see him. You can see it when we put it on the telly. Okay, here they go. Thank you, Zig. Go on the water. 1, 2, 3, go. And all the other stuff as well. Now this might be the last time I see these guys, so I should try to focus. There we go. Don't they look good? Back in their old new tank, and hopefully they'll settle in really well now. The other guys, they're not out at the moment because it's feeding time, but they're a bit shy still. The rainbows are never shy. With my black bends and albinos in there, and of course down here I have the Adolphois waiting for some dinner as well, I guess. Okay, I'm going to feed, and you'll see what's next right now. So a quick update on how the babies are going. These guys in here are growing out very well. These are a couple of batches ago of the stir-bys, but the ones that I've got in the tub at the top are growing pretty well. I'm just going to take that out of there for now. You can see 1 or 2 darting around in there. So what I'll do, I can gently move this rock, and then what else have we got in there? Another rock. There's a couple in there. So these guys black Venezuelans. However, and this is something that you do need to be mindful of, is that crossbreeding rarely happens, but for lack of tanks, through albinos into, I guess, what was just a black Venezuelan tank. So there is a chance that they could have crossbred, and if so, I mean, it's not the end of the world. I'll keep the fish. I won't sell them. I won't breed them. I won't put them in anything else. Maybe put them in a display tank. But the reality is yeah, they could actually have crossbred. So I'll just wait and see what comes out. Yes, mate. I know. You want to go outside, don't you? Huh? Come on then. Now, as far as tank size goes, I do think that there is a preferred version for them, but I have bred my pandas in this really deep tank. This was the tank that the pandas bred in, and it's certainly about 600 millimeters deep. And whilst I did get babies out of it, it just wasn't ideal for fry survival. So the pandas, as you know, are in the tub. As yet, I haven't seen any eggs. Let's grab a torch. Okay, got it. So they'll be hiding because it's daytime. It's just before 11 o'clock. So there's one out. And there's a couple over here, if you can see these guys down here. So I think they really enjoy the tub. There's no doubt about that. Another couple over here coming out. Must be thinking there's food. So, and I haven't yet seen any eggs. So that one is, I guess I'll do an update in a future video for that one. And then I do think you could probably ultimately, if you had a group of albinos or something like that, you could probably breed them in those tanks. I certainly grow them out in that. But these are the ones that I prefer, I just think, because of the depth. Now, the reason the depth is important is because the babies need to go from the ground where they hatch out to take a gulp of air. And they do that quite often in their first few days. So this size tank for me allows them a heap of floor space. This is a 600 by 600 by 400. I think it is. I'll double check and put it on the screen. But they're the ones that I've got the Corys in. If I had to say LA ideal, yeah, maybe, mostly. But if I had the choice, I would actually go for slightly deeper, the opposite to what I'm talking about, obviously. But this depth here, I still think is okay. If you're going to collect the eggs, then it doesn't matter what the depth is. But for keeping Corys happy, I think this size tank is, I think it's 700 wide by 600 by maybe even 600. But it, and again, there's the measurements up there now. These tanks predominantly are my main breeding tanks. I do also breed the dwarf Corys in here. Sorry about how dirty that is. I will clean that up before I do some tank shots. But and I've also got the Napoensis up here, which are obviously hiding as well. So they're in the two footers that I've got Corys in. I do also breed them in the 8-footer, not specifically or deliberately as such. They just enjoy being in there, and the babies manage to survive, which is always very cool when it happens naturally. So I've just got a Dolphois in there and all of the typical large angels and tetras, and I think especially the Acaras would pick off any of the babies as they come through. Yes, you're always looking beautiful, aren't you? Here's the star of the tank most days. Okay, I also have this tank, of course, and again it's morning, so no one's out doing too much. They don't get fed this time of day. They're not expecting anything. So this is predominantly for stir-bys And I do have albinos in here. I have never had them crossbreed, but again, it's not beyond the realms of possibility. There was a Cory just there. These guys are looking good too, Denison barbs. So there was 170 Corys that I put back in here, and you'll see when I've got some footage at the end when they all come out, and especially when it's around feeding time. How cool does that moss look though? It's actually, I think, bladderwort or whatever that thing is, but I just let it go nuts because the Corys love it. The other thing I love is how this sand is blown away here, and they've got this beach. If you have a look under here, because I made it quite deep, you can see them all lined up. Hopefully you can see them on the screen there now. There's actually quite a few rows of them. I should have cleaned the tank before I did this, shouldn't I? Anyway, hello mate. I also keep them in here. I wouldn't say I breed them in here because I've never seen any babies. Although I thought I did once, but I think I didn't. These are the Trilineatus or false Julii or something they're also called, but they're a pretty cool little catfish. They're like little leopards really. And their spots and their stripes. Pretty striking. They're pretty nervous as well, so you don't often see them out, but they're quite happy in there. It wouldn't surprise me if they're bred, but as yet I haven't got enough. I haven't even got a couple of babies out to say yes, they're definitely doing it. Well, there's some action over in the corner over there. So yeah, interesting little Cory. So once I give this tank probably a week just to see if any of the gold white cloud minnows have any babies come out of that, and then after that I will take those guys from that little tub or little tray, and then I'll pop them straight down into here and then let them grow out and just see what they become. Well, it's been about 48 hours since I redid this tank, and you will see I have been watching them all morning spawning. I've actually got some on the glass, which is a little unusual, but this in particular, this plant over here is absolutely covered in eggs. So the roots, if you can see one up there, there's probably more on the timber and the glass behind it, but yeah, it's good when a plant comes together. So they obviously like their new home. I notice there's some eggs down here as well, so as the as they hatch, they'll go under this rock and around here into this sort of little area as well. So I'm not going to take them all out. I'll take quite a few out. I'd like to get maybe another dozen. If I could hatch a dozen out and double the colony, would be pretty cool in the first spawning. But yeah, that's the result there. And as you can see, the spawning behaviour this morning was quite amazing. It took them, I guess, as I said, that 48 hours to produce the eggs, and I did feed them up on some black worms and some decent food as well. But their activity and behaviour this morning has just been fantastic to watch. And given I haven't seen these guys literally for 6 months, to have them doing this and just out in the open, and it's so rewarding that they enjoy it so much. So anyway, that's the results of this tank. So you can see that changing stuff up is not only good for you, it's awesome for the fish as well. So the tank has done pretty much as I designed it to do, which was to stir up their environment, to change it around for them, put some dither fish in, create a nursery, create some spaces for them to hide and to actually race around, and then at the same time feel comfortable enough to breed. So yeah, that's the results of that breeding experiment. Now I'm going to put these eggs into one of the fry containers. Okay, so after a long discussion with Ziggy, he decided, we're going to move these babies and we're going to go across to here, which is where I've got I've now got a few tiny fry swimming around in there at the moment, so I just changed some water. So that's where they're going to go. I've decided that can be their next grow out tank. There's a heap of saucer tang and logs and other bits and pieces in there for them. So they'll be happy enough with that. And then what I'm going to do is take the eggs from over there in that tank and then just transfer them into, because I've got this set up for the babies to go into this tank, which is already seasoned, this little tub that's already seasoned. I'm going to have to, I think, let a lot of this water drain out and put some of their water in because it's a different temperature. So I'm just going to make sure that this tank water is way warmer. So I'll just let it build up slowly to temperature by putting mostly tank water in this when I switch them over. Okay, I'm going to do that right now. Now that tank is empty. Still got the sand and stuff in there. I actually ended up putting all of the plants over here, which I'll put back in. And this is what I collected out. I think it's about 20 maybe. There's definitely some black ones in there. The others look a bit brown, so I'm not sure, but in any event, a school of 20 cories will look good in the tank, and I can live out their lives with me. So I'm just going to fill this with the cooler water from the tank that these guys are in, the gold lasers now. Whilst these guys are acclimating, because the tank over there is warmer than this one, I'm just going to show you how I quickly get these guys, for example, off the glass. See why you don't leave them in there too long? The trumpet snails. So off the rock, I'll just roll him off like so. I don't use any tools or credit cards or anything. That's the little fella there. So, and then, yeah, nosy, I'll come throw the ball for you in a minute. Yeah. So what I do, this water's the same temp as that water. It's the same water, just bucket it out, and I'm just wiping it off, hopefully. They're sticky little buggers, but that's a good thing. And there you go. You can see it on the top there. So I won't bore you with that whole process because that's going to take some time. That's all the eggs in there now. You can probably see them there on top of the saucer tang. So I've got at least 20, I would have thought, or more. Now the sheriff. Now where was I? So the same stones have gone back in, same air stone. I've managed to get as many as I can spread out across the whole tub. It's being warmed by the water in this tub. There's fresh water coming in from a pump that runs down there, just a little pump. It's basically pushing it up through the manifold and then out of the main outlet if I need it to. So that's it done. They're in there, and I will definitely do an update on them, these guys, in incoming videos. All right, I'm going to go out and say something to the sheriff. So the last thing to do is to let these guys go, which have now acclimated to the same temp. How am I going to do this shot? Okay, I think possibly something like that, maybe, as they get closer. There they go, starting to go. That's always a cool sight. Letting the bubbies go. I'll put all that sand in there, it's not going to matter. Make it feel like home for them. Okay, so we've taken the original eggs from a jug to the tray, back now to a grow out tank, and that's not a bad way to show how to grow Corydoras out, I guess, but at the same time we've taken now new eggs from there, and I'm going to expect that these guys will have, I don't know, 3 days before I see any results there, and I'm going to feed it with green water. So I'm definitely going to keep you posted in the future videos. What do you think, Zig? That's a pretty good result, don't you reckon? Okay, well, that looks like it's the Corydora video done. I enjoyed making it, and I hope that you got some decent information out of it. It's how I do it. It's not right or wrong. It's just my methods, and hopefully, if you can actually take what you do, take something from me and anyone else that inspires you or teaches you some new ways to do things, and actually apply it in your fish room in your way. And I'm sure you'll get the results that I've got here. I'm actually really pleased just to get the tank cleaned up for the gold lasers, yet to have them spawn in that way was great. I don't know how that'll go. I'm hoping well, and I'll do an update in future videos as well. But if I could double that colony in the in just that change up, that would be pretty cool. So I've got a heap more videos coming out. The snail one will come along soon enough. I've just got to sit down and edit that, and I've got quite a few other ones lined up, and I'm super excited to see Nick's video when it comes out as well. You yawn every time I say that. I don't know why he does that. All right, well, that's it for tonight. Thank you so much for spending time with us. We truly do appreciate it, and yeah, we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks so much. Bye for now. All right, mate, we're done. Let's go. Appreciate it. Start again. Today, well, I think it's the long-awaited or long-filmed through. Or I do it. So, go get. I talk about fish, particularly. Seriously, dude, for the extra money we're paying you now, you dead set need to do something like fall into that tub. I know it's winter, but still, you could do something. Mate, this is a bit difficult to film. I know. You want to go outside. Okay, just a second. Where, you put me off. I got no idea what I was going to say. I was pretty happy with not only the tank cleaned up for the gold Venezuela,